Welcome to Whisky Riffs. I'm Kevin, and this is day 24. We've made it through the whole Whisky Advent Calendar series, and I am about to grab the final bottle out of the Flaviar Whiskies of the World Advent Calendar box. It's bittersweet because I've really enjoyed doing this, but it has been 24 days straight of recording, and I've had to drink a little whiskey. Oh, such a burden that I bear, you know, just for you. But I am thrilled that we've made 24 days. And if you've been with me for every single day, you're up for sainthood. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you stick around for my regular weekly videos as well. I've got the Flaviar tasting note cards, which are really helpful to discover the words that may be lacking in my brain when I'm tasting whiskey. And we are ready to take the final bottle 24, out of the Advent Calendar. Let me go grab it right now. All right, this is the last bottle in this series, and I'm excited. I hope it's a good one. I've had a lot of great experiences and a few I didn't like, but that's why I save half of this bottle for tasting later, because some days certain whiskeys just don't taste good, and other days I might really love that whiskey. So let's dive into this one. I'm going to pour half of this 50 milliliter bottle and see if I can hit it. That's pretty good. That's probably my most accurate half pour. Looking at the color of the whiskey already, it is beautiful. It's a nice light color. So if we end on a Scotch, I wouldn't be sad. That's my favorite whiskey. Very light nose. Honey, and there's some sweetness there, and a little bit of vanilla, some floral notes, maybe a little caramel. It's a very pretty nose. Nothing that would upset even a first-time whiskey drinker. It's got a little more heat on the taste than I expected, which I actually like. A little higher ABV is always good for me. Oh, wow. That was a nice note. Honey. I think that was honey. Because now I'm getting the oak spice, replacing it. I'm getting some berries now, light berries. These are all light fruit flavors and floral notes. They're nothing heavy or dark or deep. Oh, I really like this one. This has enough heat and enough depth of flavors. There's a little bit of sweetness from, what is that? I'll probably know it once I read it off the card, but I'm missing it. But it's butterscotch. I'm getting butterscotch. Yeah, that's the word that wouldn't come into my head. Oh, I will bet anything that this is a Highland Scotch, which is a beautiful way to end this series, because I love Highland Scotches. Yes, I'm an Islay fan, but sometimes you just want to relax with a whiskey. You don't want to fight with it all the time. Well, I got to find out. Last time I go from no peaking to peaking. Let's see. No. Punked. Oh my God. It's a whiskey of Japan. Okay. If you've watched any of my videos, I like Japanese whiskey, but I'm not the person that goes out and buys a lot of Japanese whiskey, because generally I feel like if they're making a Scotch-like whiskey, I can find a Scotch that I like better. So I don't often pursue Japanese whiskeys, but I've had a few that I've really enjoyed. And this is a whiskey of Japan. So, all right, let me see where we are in Japan. What's the distillery? You would have me finish on bragging on a Japanese whiskey. It's just right. It's the way the world should be, I guess. It's an all-world blend. Nice kind of 70s vibe there with that look. Ikiro's malt and grain blended Japanese whiskey. put the card up here. All right, we got tropical, we got vanilla, lemon zest, maybe a little bit of zest there. Caramel, apricot, cooked fruit, pepper, peach. Yeah, peach, the lighter fruits, zesty notes. Okay, so it's a blended whiskey. Very possible there's a lot of different influences. Could be Japanese influences. They could be blending from other countries too. They're not restricted to similar rules like Scotland is. If you have a Scotch whiskey, a blend, you have to have Scotch whiskeys in it. Japan has looser rules. They're not tied down to that. So I'll do a little research on the Akiro malt and grain and find out why I'm enjoying it so much. But this was a really great one to end on. I like the fact that I get to end on a whiskey I like and that it's a Japanese whiskey. It's like making me admit that I do like Japanese whiskey. And this one has such a nice nose on it. Ah, very lovely, very lovely. Okay, this is great. I do want to do a sign off with a very special whiskey because you've been so patient and you've watched all these episodes with me. Let me grab my special whiskey. All right, got another glass, another Glencairn glass. And this is a Glenmorangie Signet. It's not a cheap whiskey, but it's a beautiful Highland Scotch. And I thought, why not go out on a, I'll let you look at that. Isn't that very nice? It's a beautiful container. Very classy looking bottle. This will be interesting because I want to see what a classic Highland Scotch tastes like compared to this blended Japanese whiskey. This cork, the metal on it, is so heavy. It's impressive. All right. All right, the first thing you'll notice between these two whiskeys is that the color is very different. The Japanese whiskey is very light. The Glenmorangie has got quite a bit of color. There's some very old whiskeys in here. So up in the, I think the 27 range of age. Oh, very nice. I do have an episode on this. I'll link to it below so you can get some more details on it. But the Japanese whiskey is holding up, especially since it's got a lot of nice light notes. Yeah, pretty impressive. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for spending the time to watch all my videos. I greatly appreciate it. You know, if you want to give me a like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic, and bang the bell if you want to see notification of any new episodes that come out. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate the comments you've given me, the encouragement, and for putting up with some of my bad jokes through this Advent Calendar series. I'm certainly getting ready for a nice long holiday break. I hope you get some time off. I hope you get to enjoy the company of loved ones around you. And if you can't, you know, reach out remotely and connect with people. This is a hard time of year, but I know that love doesn't diminish because of distance. So let's be good to each other. Let's enjoy this time of year, whether we're together or not. And until we meet again in another video in the near future, cheers. I haven't had this Signet in a while. It's a beautiful whiskey. I almost forgot I had it. I keep these expensive ones tucked away. Ah, lovely.